Good morning. Today is Friday, the 8th day of July 2022. I am George Wenner and I am here in Gilberts, St. Peter's, Antigua. This is the heartland of farming in Antigua in the northeast. There we see the chimney for the Gilberts estate. And so we're in Gilberts, as I said. That's the Seventh-day Adventist property. They have a property here. And so if you look, I'm looking southwestwards, that's Pierce Village. And I'll tell you why I'm here. Stay tuned. But before we get into the meat of the matter, please remember to like and subscribe to realnews.com. Stay tuned. Yes, so we're here in Gilberts and we're looking westwards and you will see some familiar sights. Those are the silos for Yida. And we're here looking at this property because, as we understand it, information coming to hand that this property is bequeathed, is not willed, but given to Farmer Browne for Farmer Browne Farm number 2. So we're here in Gilberts. Let's take a quick walk and we'll show you the perimeter of the boundaries. That's the Atlantic Ocean we're looking at up there. Clearing has begun. As you can see, there are some tanks for catchment and the deforestation has begun of this area that was given to Farmer Browne Farms to be used as a farm, a second farm in this area in the northeast, the heartland of farming in St. Peter, to Prime Minister Browne. And so, coming deep into the wooded area, we see a fence. Let's proceed further to see where it takes us. Okay, so we came upon a fence, a chain link fence that runs roughly east to west, and believe it or not, this is the southern boundary of Yida's property here in St. Peter, running from west, going all the way east into the rising sun. And that is the southern property boundary of Yida's property. Interesting, isn't it? I just want to point out for those of you who are not discerning, this is a regular chain link fence. But this, at the base, you notice there's a black wire that runs at the base of the fence, of the chain link fence, and it runs all the way around the perimeter of the fence. Guess what that is for? Motion detection. Motion detection, if you please. So let us head westwards around the boundary, and on Yida's property he cleaned, there's a road path on the inside, and around the outer boundary the vegetation is moved back. So Yida means business. Let's head west. Yes, we have come to this point on our westward trek, and this point is a point where Yida fence does a 90-degree and then goes north and then goes westward again. And this is a farm of a local farmer, and this goes button bound with the area. This is the local farmer here, this is his farm, and this goes button bound with this area of interest that we're interested in, that has been given to Gaston Browne by agricultural officials for a second farm. Another farm in St. Peter. This is north of Piers, northeast of Piers Village, north of the Piers Village main road. So we're heading southbound, and if you see, it intersects with that pylon for the high voltage transmission, that transmission line, and that's another pylon there in the distance, comes from Crabs, cut across Crabs Peninsula, Cotton New Works, coming through Gilberts, through Collins, over on its way to Lavingtons, to the substation at Lavingtons. And this is another area in the clearing in the bush. The deforestation has started in this area, and this is the area of interest. All this clearing has started that has been granted. These farmlands, as we understand, have been granted to Farmer Browne, Prime Minister Browne, Gaston Browne, for him to have a second farm in this area, when there are individuals who have requested for farmlands and have been denied in Antigua and Barbuda. Gaston Browne, Prime Minister Browne, has increased his farm holdings in the area. So here we go. This is the property in question. So this is the southeastern boundary of the local farmer, his farm, which is the southwestern boundary of this area in question that has been granted to Gaston Browne. Farmer Browne Farms Limited. Farmer Browne Farm number 2, I dub this. So let us head eastwards, and we get out onto the track, what we call the barricaded road that divides farms in this area. Just to give you an idea where we're at. So that's the pylon of the high voltage electrical lines that comes from Crabs and go to several substations throughout Antigua that supplies the nation with electricity. So from the high voltage lines, step down to regular lines. That's the barricaded road, and we're going this way, and that's the area of interest for Farmer Browne Farms. Let us proceed. So the self-enrichment continues. That's what this ALP administration is about. So when he told his ministers to enrich themselves creatively, and he thought he was clever by tacking on the word creatively at the end, this is what creative enrichment is for Gaston Browne. The clearing has started, and They're clearing all this area for a second farm in the heartland of farming in the northeast in Antigua for Prime Minister Gaston Browne. Farmer Browne Farms. There you have it, my people. This is what you must consider on election day. We're voting for the enrichment of Gaston Browne and his ministers. Should we allow this to continue? Or should we vote in the interest of the people of Antigua and Barbuda? And we're virtually back where we started, out on the Mall Road here. So this is our starting point right here, just outside the property for the Seventh-day Adventists. And this is the area of interest. The farms that were given to Gaston Browne, Farmer Browne Farms and his family to operate. Now if you look in the distance, we'll highlight it and bring into the zoom. You see that peach Pascal looking building? When we pan to the left, and you see that blur on the horizon, the last object that glitters on the horizon, that is the greenhouse for Gaston Browne's farm, Prime Minister Gaston Browne's farm. Farmer Browne Farm Limited, southeast of Piers, west of Betty's Hope Estate. That's his current farm. So from all the way over there, he comes and takes in, was given this additional lands that we just walked the perimeter of for yet another farm. Whilst there are many farmers, many individuals who are desirous, many citizens who are desirous of going into farming to provide food security for the nation, but no, Prime Minister Browne takes it to himself, he and his family. Only they must expand their holdings in Antigua and Barbuda. Can this be right? Will we put up with this? Will we allow this to continue? I rather think not. I am George Wenner here in the heartland of farming in the northeast at Gilberts Estate in the parish of St. Peter, reporting on realnews.com.